This is Nerm. I'm here in London with two of the most prolific designers from the Asian underground or Asian massive scene. The first is Sank from Ethnotechno.com, which is a New York-based outfit.
What's up?
The second is Seb from Studio Mogul, which is based in London.
Hi.
So, gentlemen. Okay.
Yeah.
Right, okay. Tell me about your designs. What sort of designs would the people of India have seen your work?
Well, they would have seen it in their record shops and in their collections. I do a lot of sleeve art for a lot of the Asian Massive originating from the UK, and now it's US, Germany, and wherever they're popping up.
Okay, so what albums have you done that they would recognise?
I've worked with people like Talvin, State of Bengal, Audiovisual, which I'm working with Fundamental at the moment, doing quite a big project with Aki, a retrospective for that band, which is a very important band for our scene.
I'm doing some work with Ethnotechno, which is a site that I started. We're partnering with MTV India, the .com, and doing features. The first feature is on Medieval Pundits, who just DJ'd the Lycra MTV Music Awards there, and so there's a feature on them which I designed.
I mean, I've been lucky to get involved with all the kind of scene makers here. It's about linking visual and music together.
Aesthetic that you apply to the Asian massive movement. You hear the sounds, you apply an aesthetic to it. What do what inspires you?
Yeah, well, that's the thing about the Asian Massive sound. Is that there's several artists, and the Asian Massive sound is kind of like, that's what the term massive means. That it's not just the U.S. It's kind of all over the place. It's somebody in Japan is making music. It's somebody in Australia or somebody in India like the Pundits, and somebody in Dubai like the Bundish Project, and a whole mess of people in the U.S. So it's and all those flavors are totally different. So, but altogether it kind of becomes like a soup. And sometimes if the imagery gets too heavy, I have to look at it again and think maybe I put too much into it. But right now it's saying a lot of things because there's a lot of things being said, and I am still kind of new at it. So maybe in a few years I'll look back at my stuff now and think it was way too heavy visually, but then move towards cleaning things up a bit. But right now it's kind of like saying, there's a lot of colors. The one thing with all my work is it's very, very saturated in color because the sounds are very, very saturated, with emotion especially. So it's kind of like that emotional representation visually, that you see these colors and these shapes come at you, and that's kind of like what I hear in the music. So that's what I'm doing.
Developing a visual language with the musicians and other artists who are on the same vibe. Just sucking in all the cultural stuff and spewing it back out in a new way, keeping things fresh.
Right, okay.
So we're kind of creating a dialogue, and then the audience receiving it, understanding that synthesis and taking something away and creating something new, hopefully. To me, that's really important. So hooking up with musicians, their sounds have been a great inspiration, and so therefore, like the Asian musical history has been an inspiration. Then we are in Europe. We've grown up, in Europe, so European art history has been actually quite a profound impact as well. Okay. And then taking it back further, looking at sort of the origins of Indian art, whether it's from miniature painting to some of the great court painters of the Mughal period, and the great sort of sculptures that was produced. It's a fusion thing. India's been great at fusion. Since from when you look at some of the sculptures, the Gandhara sculptures, when Alexander the Great had a profound influence in northern India. We're just keeping that tradition going. We meet other new forms of art, absorb it and produce something new. That's one of the strengths of, I believe, of Asian culture. Kids in India are listening and looking at stuff that we're doing. That's profound. It really affects us, what we're doing here.
So right now I'm kind of moving in different directions, but it's always always inside the realm.
It's about power to the Asian diaspora, and my work hopefully represents that. And so seeing the Indian kids out there just getting off on it just is what it's about. And sort of meeting other guys from across the ocean doing the same thing. It's a relay that's connecting up. It's profound. Okay.
And another one is Sank from ethnotechno.co.uk. Shit. Okay. Hi, this is Nerm. I'm here with take 5 or 6 or whatever the fuck this is now. This is the final take. Hi.
1 second.
Hi.
Maybe he could like
Fucking
notice. Sorry.
Do you want to start again?
This is great shit, but you know.